Oh, hello there. I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and I'm taking a break on this Valentine's Day from my reviewing and all the other phone goodness that I do to give you some tips this Valentine's Day on how to pick up somebody for this special holiday. You know what? You may be a nerd. You may be a nerd's nerd. You love to hack. You love to root. You love to mod. But you know what? We all deserve love and deserve dates. And to that end, you know what? You may be all about some quad cores and all about some dual cores and Android, but this is guaranteed to help you get a date this Valentine's season. I've composed 5 different things. You know, you walk up to somebody and immediately, if you're a nerd, you probably recognize what smartphone they have. These are 5 different pickup lines you can use depending on what kind of smartphone they have to help you out this Valentine's Day season. I guarantee if you use one of these tonight, you'll most likely get a date. Now let's back it up. Before we get into the 5 things, I want to tell you a couple of tips. 1, here's what you need to do. You can make anything sexy, whether you're at a bar or a restaurant or grabbing a cup of coffee. You see somebody that you think is attractive. You can make anything sexy just by putting on the right tone. Let me give you an example. Ooh, I like that 1.5 gigahertz quad-core phone. So like I said, it's all about the voice tone, it's all about your inflection, and it's all about occasionally throwing a wink from time to time. People love winks. They're not creepy at all. They're actually making a comeback, much like Harlem Shake, much like Cray Cray or Cray. I don't know which one's more crazy, if it's Cray or Cray Cray, but everything's making a comeback. What's hot then's hot now. People love winks. Without further ado, here are 5 pickup lines for you, depending on when you see your hot honey over there that you want to have a date with, and you realize that they're carrying a certain type of phone. Here is what you want to say to them to pick them up. If they're carrying a Samsung device that has S-Beam capabilities, like the Galaxy S3 or the Note 2, you want to say something like, and I'm going to put on the tone, and this is exactly what you want to do. Well, hello there. I didn't see you there. That's a nice cup of coffee, and also I couldn't help but notice you've got a Samsung Galaxy S3. I love pictures. I love taking pictures. Want an S-Beam? I'm going to avoid the cool phrases like, that's one fly honey over there, that's sick nasty, that's cray cray, all these different things. That's one bad mamma jamma. You want to avoid that kind of stuff when you're walking, especially if you're within earshot of somebody. So if you're talking to your buddy, make sure you keep your voice down. So this is what you want to say if you see your special someone with a Nexus 4 device and you want to ask that person out on a date. Maybe you see him across the room at a coffee shop or a bar. You want to say something kind of like this. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you in your Nexus 4 over there in the corner. You know, I like my phones the way that I like my relationships. Stock and not bloaty. Now, you know, if you're at an event that requires some level of dancing, maybe you're at a dinner or a club or a bar and there's some dancing going on, you want to avoid, there's a fine line between, first impressions are everything, let's be real, and there's a fine line between, you know, dropping it like it's hot. What you really want to do is kind of a tapered back version of that, something like, and first of all, make sure you're not holding your phone. Go ahead and put it in your pocket, but don't drop it like it's hot. Make sure you, I think of a more mild version, like, lower it like it's mildly warm. Now you're over there at the coffee shop and you see somebody from a distance, they're talking to their friend and they're rocking a Motorola device. You want to say something a little bit like this. Oh, I like your Motorola smartphone there that has smart actions. I'll tell you another smart action, going out on a date with me. Look, I'm no scientist, but I will say this. People love to be tickled. And actually in 8 countries, tickling is the equivalent of shaking a hand or giving a hug like we would to somebody we met for the first time in the U.S. Honestly, my advice, walk on up, give them a little tickle, say, that's good meat, and see what happens. So let's say the server walks up and they have an HTC One S, One X device, and you realize, you know what, I want to get that phone number on my receipt. You want to ask that person out. You want to say something a little bit like this, and I guarantee they'll leave their phone number on your receipt. Oh, I love HTC phones. In fact, I carry one myself. I carry a One device, but you know what, that said, I still think you're the one for me. Let's go out, please. Another thing I'd highly recommend, get phones from your friends, from your family, from all the people in your life, because you want a lot of phones on the table. Like, I want that person to walk up and see you with like 10 or 15 phones. Because the first thing that people think about when you have 10 or 15 phones on the table, you must be pretty darn important. Alright, so last but not least, you're looking across the room and you realize that one that you want to be with forever is rocking an iPhone 5. Here's what you gotta say. You gotta walk up to them, get a little confidence, and say these exact words. How about that bump app? Look, I'm going to be straight with you. If you employ at least 2 of these things that I'm talking about in this video, you're going to be able to go like a ham, as the kids say, and you're going to be able to engage in conversation and engage in a date with that special someone that you see across the room. Go like a ham, get the date. Remember that this Valentine's Day season. Go like a ham, get the date. That wraps it up for the Valentine's Top 5 here at PhoneDog. From all of us, happy Valentine's Day. I guarantee, you know what, you may be a nerd, you may love the best technology out there on the market, but you know what, if you utilize these pickup lines, you throw a wink in from time to time, you put on a sexy voice, I guarantee you're going to end up with a date this Valentine's Day. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Valentine's Day from PhoneDog.com, and we'll see you next time. Walk on up and say, that's good meat. How about that bump out? Gotta get more emphasis on the bump. Bump. How about that bump out?